Admiral Lewis.
What are you doing out here?
My orders are to take you into custody pending a special inquiry by the Board of Starfleet Internal Affairs.
What? Since when?
You have been charged with gross incompetence, disregarding Starfleet regulations and a violation of the Prime Directive. Admiral Lewis, you're under arrest.
Welcome aboard the Southwest train service to London Waterloo.
Admiral Lewis, Commanding Officer USS Odyssey. By order of Starfleet Command, you are required to report to a special hearing in London on stardate 22392.13. The purpose of this inquiry is to determine whether a court-martial need be convened.
And Starfleet representatives are gathering in London, Earth, for an interstellar convention and public conference on the state of the Federation. It has been argued by critics that the Federation's influence is waning. President Julian's keynote address now live.
"100 years ago, the United Federation of Planets and the Klingon Empire came together. Enemies became allies and signed the Khitomer Accords. Welcome to the London Conference, a celebration of this alliance, to exhibit our society and renew the Accords, and a chance to look forward into the undiscovered country, to embrace unity."
This inquiry is now in session. Admiral Rebecca Hocking presiding. Admiral Lewis, step forward, please. You are now facing charges of gross incompetence, disregarding Starfleet regulations, and most seriously, violating the Prime Directive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
My name is Lieutenant Luann Shaw of Starfleet JAG. I've been given considerable latitude in this case. I'll be digging deep into your mission reports, Admiral, and there'll be some tough questions. And nowhere you can hide.
This is Admiral Lewis of the Starship Odyssey. Remember me?
Lewis. First name? Last name? Pseudonym? The Doctor. Title or rank?
I'm the Doctor. Run.
A Starfleet officer commanding Unity Starbase.
What's going on?
What's the situation?
With Captain Pluto, Ambassador Jimba, and the rest of his crew.
We've all worked hard to get this far. Something's not right.
He warps across the galaxy, righting wrongs from the USS Odyssey.
Professor Sam, get your test tubes ready. We're beaming down to a planet with a crystalline rainbow.
Never a quiet life.
Live long and prosper.
Space is the final frontier. But this is his Star Trek. Quite a reputation you have built up for yourself over the past decade, Admiral. There doesn't seem to be a planet or people that you haven't meddled with during your command.
We can now reveal that Lieutenant Shaw was sent aboard your vessel, taking testimony to recount here.
A mole.
A watchdog. For the duration of this inquiry, you have been relieved of your command. Your crew are grounded, the gateway device returned. All refugees have been relocated home. Lieutenant?
Call me as systematic as a Vulcan, but I'll start with your troubled childhood. You're a Starfleet brat.
Your Honour, Chapter 4, Article 12 of the Uniform Code of Justice states that I have the right to make a statement before questioning begins.
Proceed.
You're wasting taxpayers' credits. I was brought back to Starfleet Command with Captain Pluto almost 3 years ago to face similar questions. We were cleared of any wrongdoing when we saved the galaxy from Borg invasion.
Arrogance does not become you, Admiral. Your unorthodox behaviour, and indeed the very fact you have commanded a starship, is under investigation here. You were born on the starship USS Voyager, correct? Lost in the Delta Quadrant.
Yes. My mother was on board when I was 5 years old. The Borg abducted me. It was during an attack.
Lewis, Get back to your room, now!
By abduct you mean?
They assimilated me into the collective, altered my body with cybernetic implants, changed me. But I was rescued, transported back through time to Iconia. It was there I made my best friend.
What can you tell us about your time with the Iconians?
It was hundreds of thousands of years ago. I attended their academies and became a Time Lord.
A statement says that you took on the name Doctor?
Yes? It's more of a title since you ask. I was an outsider, obviously, but welcomed into their world as a curiosity, a bit of a rebel. Until the Time War. Fighting the Daleks using our own bodies as a weapon. Plasmids gave Iconians great powers, but the biological damage turned them into delusional warriors, and worse. Demons of air and darkness. And even when dying, they could regenerate, change themselves into a new body.
And then you returned to Voyager?
Yes.
Admiral Lewis, why are these experiences you described missing from your official biography?
Because I didn't remember them. My memory was taken, kept inside a fob watch. I discovered it on a mission. Being the Doctor gave me purpose.
You hid behind a mask. Would you agree that an individual with these traumatic experiences would not be suitable for service in Starfleet?
Ordinarily? Perhaps not.
Then why are you the exception? Your service record in Starfleet demonstrates that you consider regulations to be optional. You continue to be a rebel.
This is only a preliminary session. We shall adjourn until tomorrow. Admiral Lewis, you are restricted to Earth. Accommodation has been provided in the Paris barracks. Dismissed.
Personal log, stardate 22392.13. Paris, the heart of the Federation Council. Its cultured streets and landmarks are beautiful, and close to the home of one of my heroes, Captain Jean-Luc Picard. As a child, I would read his logs and watch everything I could about his missions on the Enterprise. Merci beaucoup, Ensign. I keep wondering what he makes of my latest situation. What would he say in the face of such criticism? There is more to this inquiry than meets the eye. Starfleet has known my circumstances and approved my decisions for years. Why put me in the spotlight now? Before this continues, I need answers from the President. I need my mummy. So this is what it takes for mother and child to meet now, Madame President.
Ah, bonjour, monsieur. Rendezvous en Paris.
Oui, oui, the City of Light. I must bring Eleanor here for a weekend getaway.
There's a great cafe you should take her to in Montmartre.
There won't be a chance if I get court-martialed.
Lewis, it's a judicial inquiry. The committee will be stuck consulting with Starfleet Command and following a party line.
Whilst I spend 6 months in brutalist barracks eating croissants, there are people up there relying on me. And you know the threats we face, Mum.
It's an internal Starfleet affair. What can I do?
You're the President of the United Federation of Planets and still can't cut through red tape.
You've never liked taking orders from people behind desks. You do things your way. Paris hasn't changed in 400 years. Maybe that's why it's our seat of government.
Governments are allergic to change. It breeds corruption. We're in France, and the French know how to do revolutions.
Walk with me, Admiral. You have to realise that the eyes of the galaxy are on the Federation right now. What you do out there has a real political impact.
Oh, is that why you interfered with my command and tempted Eleanor off my ship? Am I cramping your style?
Lewis, our Federation is old. Other races are beginning to believe that we've become stagnant, inflexible.
They're right. Captain Puto saw this coming years ago. He wanted the Iconians to guide and uplift us. Didn't quite get a plan.
The loss of the Unity Starbase, upheaval in the Romulan Empire, the Raquel Democratic Republic, on Ferenginar. And all of this happened because of you. We're supposed to be renewing the Khitomer Accords at the London conference, and the Council want you on a leash.
They want me to be seen to be accountable. So this is all political then, scapegoating me while the Borg are rebuilding, while the Iconians still have Unity Starbase. That's the real threat to the Federation.
I know that, Lewis. To remain unbiased as president, I can't be seen to help you.
Interesting choice of words.
Yeah. More is in motion than you know. I can't tell you what to do. Follow your instincts.
Best to be at the edge looking in, isn't it, Doctor?
Excuse me?
The middle of affairs has always been your preference. Until now.
Do I know you?
Perhaps it's time now to disappear quietly, resign, and retreat to obscurity while you can.
Who are you?
This inquiry is now in session.
It interests me in the personality type you scored at the Academy psych test. An advocate. People that see helping others as their purpose in life.
I can think of worse purposes.
Following your rescue by the crew of USS Voyager, you enrolled in Starfleet.
After my time at the Academy, I served as trainee executive officer aboard the USS Endeavour, the covert ops vessel Incursion, and later took command of the USS Hawk.
A ship you helped design, it appears.
I had an arty phase.
This early record is spotless. By the book.
Thank you. I was a very serious teenager.
Then take this hearing as seriously, Admiral. Continue.
In 2384, you were ordered to take command of the Unity 1 starbase in the Gateway system?
Yes. Unity had just been rebuilt after a rogue Romulan attack, and Starfleet wanted next-generation officers to represent the Federation. That turned out to be the tag team of Captain Puto and Captain Lewis.
Your first year in command was eventful, wasn't it? You and Puto had a lot to prove.
Our standing orders were to patrol local systems, establish and maintain diplomatic relations, and explore new worlds in the Triangle.
So, your missions and actions from day one of Unity were sanctioned by Starfleet?
Yes, of course.
What was your age when you took command?
It was 2384, so I would have been 15 years of age.
Admiral, I'm 20, and to make lieutenant this young, I was top of my class and received specialist legal training on Tellar. You couldn't have even reached the academy at 15.
The Borg assimilation sped up my cognitive and emotional development. You said it yourself, I passed the psych test.
Then what of Starfleet's youngest crew? You promoted tribal women and temporal vagrants into positions that trained officers twice their age should hold. Tina Nuttall, Unity's medical officer. Robert Whitfield, Amanda Wood, this warrior named Jono, Prax, Puto's juvenile engineer son.
All of them gifted, talented young people. No different from the Academy's Red Squad. I shouldn't have to defend my crew to this, a federation of diversity.
Yet this is the most damning thing, Admiral. No orders were sent by Starfleet, and no reports by you received here for review.
Sorry, can you elaborate? I don't understand that.
The reports from Unity Starbase end after you took command. Now, if Starfleet didn't sanction you, who did? Who could have that power? Perhaps your mother?
That's not true. The President has nothing to do with this. Give me time to verify.
Do you really not see the effect that you have on people, Admiral? Those you consider friends? You asked them to follow you, to fight, and to die on an authority that was never yours. Do you know another common feature of people with your personality type? They burn out. Aboard the Odyssey, I could tell when people weren't giving you what you wanted. It was the one time that you were lost for words.
This inquiry will take a recess to consult with Federation security and determine if further legal action should be taken.
Yeah.
Hi, Lewis.
Eleanor. Hi, come in. How are you?
Well enough. Don't need to ask after you.
Yeah, well, no. So, you left Deep Space Nine then?
I've been on special assignment for a month here on Earth.
Starfleet must have a lot of faith in you. What are you investigating? You're not allowed to say.
I couldn't even tell my ex-boyfriend. Guess I never mentioned.
Maybe that's because we've not spoken in months, Ellen. I used to think we were.
The Odyssey feels like a lifetime ago. I wanted to tell you, but...
Yeah.
He's called Jatan. He's on a diplomatic mission here from New Romulus.
Small galaxy. He's very handsome, Ellen.
What about you? Anyone in your life?
No. Not right now, it seems. You know, I've spent 10 years fighting for races to work together, trying to make new friends, somehow making a difference. But what do I have to show for it? Nobody would answer my distress call.
I'm here. I will.
If my reports didn't reach Starfleet Command directly, then where did my mission orders come from? I'm scared that something I've taken for granted for so long might be a lie.
What do you know about Section 31?
Nothing for certain. Some conspiracy theorists say Section 31 is a clandestine black ops, an intelligence agency, spies who compromise Starfleet principles in order to protect them.
That's right, a secret police unsanctioned by the Federation. The President believes that they are involved in your court-martial.
What? I just spoke with my mum yesterday. Oh.
I can't be seen to help you.
Interesting choice of words. This is your assignment. Me. Your name wasn't on the list of my crew at the inquiry. I couldn't figure out why.
The President discovered that Section 31 had a spy on Unity Starbase. Someone now aboard the Odyssey.
And she wanted you off my ship so you could still help me when Puto, Jimber and the rest were grounded. She's as scheming as I am.
I've not learnt much. 31 is very elusive and very dangerous, but we've traced the point of origin for your orders, and we know where it's really been coming from all these years.
Lewis to Eleanor. I've reached the coordinates on the Plymouth Hoe.
What did you call me?
No, it's what it's called. The seafront. But no transmitter, no power signatures.
Section 31 wouldn't be that obvious. They'd be hidden in plain sight, in the detail.
Hidden in plain sight. Oh, there's always a lighthouse.
Lewis, what are you doing?
Eleanor, this is Smeaton's tower. Maybe it can shed some light on things. Yeah, still not great with heights.
What can you see out there?
There's nothing. There's nothing. It's just people, families down there with their phones.
Eleanor, it's the 24th century. Nobody uses mobile phones.
I'm recalibrating my tricorder to detect basic radio waves, UHF frequency. An old-fashioned comm router. Wi-Fi.
What's happened? You're breaking up.
Welcome to Plymouth, Admiral Lewis.
I know who you are, who all of you are. You're Section 31.
We're much more than that, Lewis. But let's not make a public spectacle. A girl on your arm is not an uncommon sight, I gather.
Get off me. You're responsible for what's happening, and I'm tired of jumping through hoops.
Your assessment was correct enough for now. I work for the organisation.
An organisation hanging out on a seafront.
Section 31 has no headquarters for you to infiltrate, Admiral. Only the minds of its agents here in Drake's army.
It's very clever, using an outdated method of communication nobody could detect, hiding yourselves in plain sight.
I won't be drawn into a discussion with you, Lewis. Words win wars. Isn't that how you described it in your log?
That's classified. My mission logs and reports are only for the eyes of Starfleet Command.
Our eyes, Admiral. You're remarkably slow for someone who reads Sherlock Holmes every night. Do I need to spell it out to you? You've been working for Section 31 since the beginning. Your orders came from me.
But Starfleet sanctioned my assignments, all my missions. I'm an admiral in their chain of command. I work for the Federation.
I'll be blunt. It wasn't Starfleet that put you through the academy when you were 9, it was us. The opportunities you think you've taken, the rank you think you've earned, we arranged for you to be assigned as captain of Unity Starbase 8 years ago. We made you. You're one of us.
I don't believe you. This is a trick.
It's the truth, if there is such a thing in this business. But if you really need to convince yourself, if you really want to know the truth, you're asking the wrong people. Speak with Madam President Gillian. Ask her about the Drozana outpost. Ask about the Starfleet officers, the men and women who died because of her. Families should keep no secrets.
I'm the agent, aren't I? I'm the spy for Section 31, and I didn't even know it.
Lewis!
No! Drop the cryptic clues. Stop using proxies. I just have one question. Why?
Why is the Earth a paradise? Why is our society democratic and free?
Because humanity has grown beyond material needs or pettier emotions. That's what we're taught in school for all the good it's apparently done.
But that isn't something shared by the rest of the universe. Section 31 protects the Federation from its own naivety.
By being everything opposite to what it represents, indoctrinating children. You remember, aren't you? The President.
I was.
Was? What, back when Drozana Outpost was abandoned? I went there, Mum. I saw what happened to its crew.
Every Starfleet officer should be prepared to give their life. I made a tactically sound choice to win the war rather than rescue a doomed station.
Oh, please. We don't leave people behind.
You did. Commander Sam Hawkins abandoned on Unity Starbase when the Iconians took over.
That's different. Unity is time-locked. We'll go back and save him.
He did his duty so you could all escape. And so have you. The things you've done, the way you've defended our society is beyond anyone's predictions.
No. I'm beginning to question our society, Madam President. We think we've come so far. No poverty, hunger, discrimination, advancing technology so that we can bring our peaceful values to the stars.
The Federation is not a bad way of life. Would you rather be on Kronos with the Klingons? We have incredible freedoms.
If we discard what we believe in when the going gets tough, it's not enough just to survive, Mum. We need to survive as the people we want to be.
You're completely right. It took me a long time to see what they were, but I cut my ties with 31.
But they weren't done with you.
After Voyager returned home, they saw your leftover Borg implants, your Iconian background, as an asset.
Not just me. They created an academy to train children, qualified, mature, but indoctrinated to do 31's bidding.
I've got to head to the dome and give a speech. It's time to explain this. What is the meaning of this?
My apologies, Madam President. We have an arrest warrant for Admiral Lewis.
On what charge?
Lieutenant, the inquiry hasn't published its findings. You have no authority.
Mum.
Don't try and bluff or charm, Lewis. Your long con is over.
Overconfidence, superiority, extreme, or the other with you. Is it not?
Very good track.
You delay.
You're safe now. I met you, and you were terrifying. Captain Lewis, the Doctor, hero of my people. Never meet your heroes.
And now I'm what, Ellen? A fraud? A phony?
You're a silly boy who needs to face change. If I can.
You still beam me out of there. Where are we?
San Francisco.
Attention, Cadet Drew. Please report to wildlife photography lab.
I'm suddenly public enemy number one, and you thought, yeah, I'll beam them to Starfleet HQ.
This says Balaclava on approach to landing platform 8.
It'll take them a while to trace the transport. I've booked out a shuttle. We can get back to the Odyssey. Together.
Eleanor, we can't just run from this. It's not that simple.
The President gave me orders to protect you. You're her son.
She's protecting the wrong person. It's a power play. We're all pawns.
I heard what you said to her. Earth is paradise now. Compared to World War III, this society is good.
Oh yes, what a piece of work is man. But there's a difference, Eleanor, between trying to do good and assuming you always are. Think, we've visited Rakelis, Cardassia, Devron, all worlds in poverty.
And the Federation have given them aid and military support. Just look at Jatan's New Romulus.
This Federation is up itself, assuming Starfleet knows best. Being a victorious nation has bred complacency.
The same thing happened to the Iconians, and look what happened to them.
The same thing happened to me. We help the less fortunate, but part of us is so comfortable with that power, that control.
Denial. The galaxy is changing, and none of you will admit it. It will be World War III all over.
There was an unauthorised
again.
transport from President Gillian's office. We are now attempting to trace the beam out. We have taken these officers into custody, but Admiral Lewis eluded arrest. We would urge anyone with information about his whereabouts to contact Starfleet Security immediately. It's thought this is in relation to his inquiry.
We're next. You're Starfleet's most wanted. Lewis?
Lewis. It's time you found out who I really am. My full name.
You're the Doctor.
That's a title. Lewis is my middle name. My only legal name. I'm a descendant of a woman named Tenenbaum. Her granddaughter was Laura Lee. And we never knew.
So that makes you Lewis Lee.
Oh, Eleanor. I know who she is.
Who? Laura?
The woman from Plymouth. I know who Section 31 are. They tried to arrest me to silence me, but... How long till my mum's speech at the conference?
Like an hour? You want to go back, don't you?
We're the Home Guard, Doctor, sworn to protect Earth from time-travelling aliens like you. My name's Laura Lee. We don't interfere, we protect the timeline. We need your help, Doctor.
If we are to rule this brave new world, we will need an example of our power. I will find a way to get you, Lewis.
This is the Home Guard HQ. We're reading a build-up of electrical energy around the atmosphere. All agents to full alert.
We beamed up the Plymouth Home Guard.
Order the fleet into orbit. Draw fire from battle stars.
What the? A freezing chamber? Scarlett Evans!
How the hell?
In there. That's cryogenic freezing equipment. Enough technology to keep a person alive across centuries.
It's the only way I could survive World War III. I did what I had to do.
That's your philosophy all over, isn't it? You claim to know more about me than I do, but I have a pretty good idea about you. Still working in Plymouth, you're sentimental.
I am Section 31.
You are Scarlett Evans, agent of the Home Guard, protectors of 21st century Earth. I helped you defeat Colonel Green in the past. My crew fought alongside you when the Iconians invaded Earth.
And you left me behind. Chloe Fisher, Laura Lee, they were your favourites, weren't they?
I couldn't save everyone. I never can. But Section 31 are targeting the President. That's what all this is about, isn't it? Discredit, dethrone, stop her progressive policies. Out of fear.
Nothing you say matters. I won't help you.
Then you talk. Maybe what you say will.
The orphanage was where I met Laura and Chloe. We were kids, but Chloe knew things. About the future, Starfleet, the Federation. It started as a game, defending our hometown from aliens. Drake's army, the Home Guard.
Chloe knew what she was doing. She knew about the future from me.
Sorry, didn't catch your name.
Ensign Chloe Fisher, sir.
But what was it that made you want to get involved?
Don't presume you can analyse me, Doctor. Idealism was enough to motivate me. Youth and adventure.
Then Colonel Green's nuclear war arrived. Home Guard morphed into Section 31.
I did what was needed.
You froze yourself in that underground vault where no one would look for 300 years. I was just a tool to break rules, to do things no other Starfleet captain would. To get your way, you used my youth. My idealism. I don't have much of either left. Don't turn me into you.
There is a bomb below London.
A bomb? Below the Millennium Dome?
Destroying the conference will destroy the galaxy's faith in the current regime. Your mother will be forced to resign, if she's not killed.
Oh my god. What sort of bomb? How do I disarm it?
I'll tell you what you need to know, but not for you. For the Federation. And because you've given me something to think about.
And so, it is in the interests of transparency that I must reveal to our citizens and neighbours the existence of a Federation agency.
Eleanor, you still there?
Hi, Lewis.
There's a bomb underneath the Millennium Dome.
Where is it?
Colonel Green's old nuclear bunker. Call medical. I'm gonna need paramedics. But top priority, get into that conference and protect my mum.
Need of a reform.
Commander, what are you doing here?
Madame President, your life and everyone else's here is at risk. Admiral Lewis has discovered a plot to assassinate you and destroy the whole conference.
Mum?
No.
Laura Lee.
I'm all grown up.
The last time I saw you was after we rescued the Home Guard from World War III. We had to abandon Unity, but I took you back to Earth in the TARDIS.
The last time I saw you was long before that, when you first encountered Colonel Green.
I remember. You sheltered me from his eco-terrorists, and now you've used a vortex manipulator to get back here. Pocket time travel.
Not before I had a child, a girl, who became your ancestor.
Laura, you have to get out of here. Section 31 have rigged this old nuclear reactor into a bomb.
I've only come here so I could stop it. Manually venting the neutron radiation into this chamber will halt the overload. But someone will have to sacrifice themselves.
Me. Scarlett told me everything I need to do.
She told me too.
If this works, everyone else is safe. My mum can still reform the Federation, and 31 will never be able to use me ever again.
Lewis, you can't. Don't you understand that this will kill you?
The inquiry exposed me as a lie. I was never meant to be a Starfleet captain, let alone Admiral of the Fleet. All my career, being a renegade. Now I can finally act like a Starfleet officer. You give your life for me, I give my life for you.
Stop! Please! You don't need to prove yourself. Remember when I was part of your crew? From me commanding the Home Guard to our missions on the Odyssey. Even after we drifted apart, you continued to make a difference. I have had my life, my part in your voyages. It's time for us both to move on.
Well, if this is what you really want, I feel like I've aged 5 years just this week. Oh, you know what I discovered about those things? They burn out after the return journey home.
No!
I don't know what to say this time. I attended their academies and became a Time Lord. And even when dying, they could regenerate, change themselves into a new body. Of course.
Right.
Doctor. You're the Doctor who I'm about to become. Why are you here?
But you're too early, Doctor. You have so much yet to do.
He's in here! Security and medical teams, move in! Lewis, are you okay? What happened here?
I have so much yet to do. Personal log. Stardate 22392.21. I'm still alive. I don't know what happened that night. I was healed, but the energy that was changing this body got siphoned away. Whoever that young woman was, that doctor, I'm certain she's part of my future. Still, the London conference was a huge success for the Federation, and the Lewis inquiry has been suspended indefinitely while the President's reforms and Section 31's conduct take the spotlight in the media. After all this, I remain Admiral of the Starship Odyssey, and still the Doctor. For now. I've learned that nothing in life is tied up neatly before change strikes. But this time, I'm determined to finish one thing. One last mission with my crew. To get back home. To Unity Starbase.
You left this in Paris.
Ah. Thank you.
Well, my mission for the President is finally over. I'm now officially unemployed.
You were prepared to escape with me. Leave Starfleet behind.
But you weren't.
You could command Deep Space Nine again. Maybe make captain.
Command is decisions and orders and consequences. For now, we have other challenges. I'll be ready one day.
But you were more of a professional than I've ever been. I was too young for all of this. Always afraid I'd say or do the wrong thing. I'm a schemer, a leader. But my life was never under my command.
Who do you think I looked up to? Section 31 put you in charge, but you were the one that took the opportunity. You used them to make a difference. And you did it your way. This is your destiny, Lewis. What is your name? Your first name? You didn't tell me. That's rare. Your secret's safe with me, Lewis. After all, I'm rejoining the Odyssey.
What about you and me?
We'll see, Admiral.
Well, Commander, it'll be good to have some normality for once. Allons-y.
Are you going to tell Starfleet about that woman from Plymouth?
I will. After she's had the same chance I've had to change.
Agent Evans, Section 31. Oh, no. Wait. Scarlett Evans of the Home Guard. How can I help you?
Out there, I've witnessed history. I've walked on alien soil and heard the voices of the gods. All that time, I just wanted to come back home.
We have a mission. The journey is as important as the destination.
That's why we're Starfleet officers. We can't help but answer distress calls.
A decade ago, with Captain Puto, I took command of Unity Starbase, an outpost for peace in the galaxy.
My life has so much altered for the better.
The game nears its conclusion.
Lewis, we both know what this is.
We are the Borg.
The Borg on the station.
Intrepid detected the Borg passing the Charybdis sector. Unity must be the source.
The Borg King was a former member of your crew. You knew him.
You're a human we rescued from the destruction of your time.
Resistance is futile.
We've no hope in hell of taking back Unity Starbase. Not on our own.
Welcome aboard the Starship Odyssey.
We've been building ships and making allies for over a year.
Life has funny ways of pushing people together for a final time.
This is a chase across the galaxy, Eleanor.
We made it.
We're going to discover distant shores.
Face me!
And maybe recruit some old friends.
KP-102 is a frigid B-class world.
Omega is the key to our salvation.
The Iconians and the Borg need to unlock an unstoppable weapon.
I know the loss you've endured. Help us stop that from happening to anyone else.
I never thought we'd meet.
First mission out of the academy? This is going to be your real education.
The wanderers of the cosmos can travel so far, yet find themselves lost to their own journey.
Today is a good day to die!
I had everything under control. Huzzah!
Yeah, evidently.
We have a choice on how to change.
It's a long story. We'll tell you later.
The Borg improve life. Death and decay become meaningless. We can't stay here much longer.
Pleasure to meet you, sir. You're a bit of a legend.
Do you really know why we do this? What makes us right or wrong? What makes us good?
We're people nobody believed in. We are Unity, and we're going home.